my name is Tamika Nicole, and this is my very first YouTube video. I've really been inspired to get on here and share some of the things that God has been sharing with me, with you guys. I pray that whatever I have to say to you today bless your soul just like it has really blessed my soul. I can really say that lately God has really been uploading me with just so much information, and He's really stretching me this season in my life. He's causing me to do things that I never thought I would do. He causing me to go places that I never thought I would go. So I just pray that you guys come along on my journey as I share with you guys what God is really doing in my life, and that it can bless you and some of the things that you're going through with your life. Today, the reason I'm doing this video is because I want to talk to you guys about trusting the process of God. I want to talk to you about trusting the process because I know there's been several situations that I have been in recently, and I had to question myself. I had to say, Tamika, do you really trust God? Like, do you really trust Him? Are you going to trust Him, or are you going to continue to do things your way, or are you going to listen to your family and friends and do things their way? So when we talk about trusting the process of God, we first got to think about what it means to trust. If you're going to trust someone, you got to have a belief in them, a belief in something. And a process is pretty much events that take place to achieve a goal, or areas that happens in your life to achieve goals. And when I put that together, trusting the process of God, I think about believing God with areas in my life or events in my life to help me be successful in Him. Because that is the ultimate goal, to be successful in God. And so when we think about trusting, I want you to ask yourself, are you really trusting God today? On this very day, are you really trusting God? Is God calling you to move to a different city or different location? Is He calling you to go back to school to get a degree or even high school diploma, whatever it is? Is He calling you to go back to school? Is He calling you to end a relationship? Maybe He's been dealing with you about being with someone that's not for you, although you feel like they're for you, but He sees the bigger picture, and He knows that person is not for you, and He just wants you to trust Him and let that person go. Or is it health issues? Have you recently been to the doctor and the doctor have gave you a bad report, or told you, hey, after we ran our test, your test this is what we found? Are you really trusting Him with all of that information? Like, are you trusting God with your life? Are you trusting Him? I'm reminded of Abraham. When I think about me and when God called me to do new things or different things, I often think about Abraham and how God promised Abraham a son. And He did just that. He blessed Abraham with Isaac. And, God blessed him with Isaac, but then God came back and He tested Abraham. He wanted to see if Abraham really and truly trusted Him. So He told Abraham to sacrifice Isaac. Now, when I think about that, I'm like, Lord God, thank you, because you haven't told me to sacrifice my kids. And thank you, I'm still, to this day, building my faith, and I'm still trusting you with, some of the little things that I have going on. But Abraham, he trusted God. He didn't question God. He took Isaac, and he was getting ready to sacrifice Isaac unto God. And when God saw that he could really trust Abraham, and He saw that Abraham was going to go through with sacrificing Isaac, God told him to stop. He told Abraham to stop. And when Abraham looked up, he saw a ram that was stuck in the bush. See, when you trust God, it may not be, the situation seem bad at first, but it's not going to end bad. God will always provide you a way of escape. Now, trusting God doesn't mean that He's going to give you all the information up front. There have been several times that God has told me to do things, and Lord knows I did not have any information. All I had was, Tamika, move forward. And it's like, okay, God, what are you calling me to move forward to? Are you telling me to move forward in this? Or, what's going to happen when I move forward? How I'm going to be able to tell the people that are around me, hey, look, I got to move. Like, God, what's going to happen? God does not give you all the information up front. He's going to tell you what to do or he'll put it in your heart or on your mind, and it'll consistently be on your heart and mind. He will consistently speak to you about that thing. And once you be obedient and do what he calls you to do, then he will share other information with you. Another thing with trusting the process of God, sometimes when God tell you to do stuff, y'all, it sounds straight crazy. And I'm just being honest. It's like, oh my God, God, this cannot be you. You are not telling me to do this. Prime example, YouTube. I'm not the type of person that will get in front of a camera, tell you what God has been telling me or talking to me about, and share it with the world. That is not my personality. It's outside of my character. And if if my family and friends are watching this today, I can almost guarantee you that their eyes are big and they're saying to themselves, this has got to be God, because there's no way Tamika would have done this on her own. But getting on YouTube and sharing his word is something that God is calling me to do. And no, I wasn't obedient at first like Abraham, because I thought of 100 million things that could go wrong with me getting in front of a camera and talking to you guys. Every time I came up with an excuse to not to do it, or I've heard horror stories from other people, and every time I tried to convince myself not to do it, God came at me even more, y'all. He really, I had been not sleeping as that good at night, because God will wake me up 2-3 o'clock in the morning, and guess what will be on my mind? Getting in front of this camera and putting these videos on YouTube. And I'm like, now Lord, you gotta give me some type of confirmation, because I don't want to just start a YouTube channel or just get on YouTube, just to say I'm on YouTube, or just because everybody else is doing it. That's not me. That's not what I want to do. Let me tell y'all, no matter how much I ask for confirmation, God continue to wake me up at night, or I can be doing something in the daytime, and bam, he just kept bringing it back to me. So that, when you're trusting the process of God, sometimes he's going to stretch you. He's going to stretch you. He's going to pull you out of that little box you used to being in and cause you to do new things. Really, he will cause you to do things that you never imagined yourself doing. Another thing with trusting the process of God, you can't go to your friends, you can't go to your family, seeking validation and confirmation. With this YouTube thing, I have really kept it from my family and friends, because, I was afraid of what they would say. I was afraid. I know, trust me, I have the best family and best friends ever. And I know no matter what I do, that they'll support me 100%. But I couldn't go to them. I just had to, step out on faith and do this thing myself, because I know I couldn't have anybody speaking negative about it, because if I would have talked to family or friends, and if they would have said one negative thing, I would have used that and say, hey, that's my confirmation. God, you ain't telling me to do this. Another thing with trusting the process of God, it doesn't feel good sometimes. Sometimes God tell you to do things and it just literally doesn't feel good, because it causing you to do things outside of the norms. So my question to you today, what is God calling you to trust him about in your life? Is it your education? Is he calling you to go back to school? Have he been dealing with you about going back to get your bachelor degree, your master's degree? What is it? Is he calling you to let a relationship go? It could be family, friends. It could be a loved one, someone that you really thought that you could see yourself being with forever. But God, is saying, no, that's not the person for you. You need to let that person go. Is he calling you to step up on your job, to go after a promotion? You may be used to doing exactly what you've been doing on your job for the past few years, but God may be calling you. He may be calling you to step up, or he may be pulling you up, trying to pull you up, and you're trying to talk yourself out of getting that promotion or going after that promotion. Whatever it is that God is dealing with you today, listen to me. Trust him. Trust his process. He will not steer you wrong. He will put you on the right path. Again, it may not feel good at first. He may not give you all the information up front. He may have you looking crazy, so you think. He may have you doing things that you never thought that you could do. But trust me. Trust him. Trust his process. I promise you, you'll have peace. You'll have his peace, his joy, his happiness. So with that being said, I will go ahead and end this video, but please look out for more videos from me. Again, my name is Tamika Nicole. This is my first YouTube video. Please, please, please subscribe, and hit the like button. And I will talk to you guys on the next video. Have a great day.